Right. Welcome to the McLaren's Glory, everyone. I am Thunderstorm Racing, and this is part 9 of the McLaren's Glory. Now, as always, we are going to be uploading a thumbnail and stuff before we start, because I still haven't figured out how to do that before the stream. So, YouTube, my channel. I really wish I could do all of this beforehand. But hey, it's no worry. We've got time. So today we're going to be doing the manufacturer's race in GR3 cars around East Outer Loop. And the title is actually about the Daily Race C we're going to be doing. Which is around... what's it called? Le Sarthe, no chicane. Now, Le Sarthe, no chicane is pretty much dominated by people who are in classic Le Mans cars, as they have around 235 miles per hour top speed. We are not going to be able to do that. Partly because, well, I don't have one, but also partly because we don't know how to use them. Hippie, nice to see you. I did have a good year, thank you, did you? I spent part of it partying, part of it sleeping, because I do love my sleep. And as you can see here, we've got a new livery which Hooby Shooby made us. Hooby Shooby, the guy who had one of my favourite liveries in the GR2 League, which will be returning soon. I believe they're holding time trials very soon. And after that, we will get into the beginning of that league again. But he's made me a McLaren in a similar style. I'm very grateful for it. It's got my logo, McLaren, a few other sponsors. And overall, I think it looks very nice. So thank you very much to Hooby. Yeah, I had a good New Year. I didn't really end up doing that much. I was at the party for around 2 hours or so. Yeah, it was alright. Hippie, I did, yes. I was playing 8 Days to Die with the missus and made an Australian account at stupid o'clock in the morning, just for the lols. Love it. As we'll quickly look at the top 10 here. As you can see, there's actually a couple of McLarens in there. Myself only around 2 tenths off of the top 10. Because obviously I can set a time here, because it doesn't make a difference to our actual qualifying. But it's very positive for the race to come, with us very close. Great job, Hooby Dooby 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 sound. Yeah, we'll get into some practice laps for this. Have a quick look at the lovely new livery. Now, this is going to be a bit different to normal, because this might be the first time you're going to see me struggle a lot in a car. Now, I may have spun out in the last stream, but that was just because of a stupid mistake. Hitting the curb a bit too hard, but this time you may actually see me spinning out completely on my own, because I have not practiced that much with tyre wear currently. And with very worn tyres late on in the race, you're going to see just how careful I have to take it sometimes. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Now, the ideal cars for racing around here are the FT1. The FT1 able to carry a lot of speed through most of the corners, basically going flat out for a large majority of the track. The Hurricane, purely for its straight line speed. The Volkswagen GTI, again, just massively dominant in a straight line. And I think that's it. The Ford GT, obviously, you have to look out for. As my hair has gone all static at the back because of the racing seats. Right, there we go. But yeah, those are the main cars to watch out for. The Ford Mustang, obviously good. And the Ford Mustang, probably what I'm going to go for on my main account, ERT Thunderstorm, next time we can change manufacturer. I'm currently in Subaru, and because of that, I haven't actually done that many manufacturers' races. Subaru, I enjoyed the GR4 car, which was the main reason why I went for it, but then they killed it with the heavy tyre wear, and four-wheel drive cars not being good with heavy tyre wear. So I've been unable to use the car, really. And the GR3 Subaru, not something I generally enjoy that much. It's a good car, but only around specific tracks. And around here, yeah, it's terrible. In the Evo, tyres are going to die. Yep, your tyres are going to be absolutely shot by the end of that, Hippie. I wish you luck. Starting out with a 59.5, that's semi-decent. I remember this is the race I actually did very well in real FIA season. It was GR3 Tokyo Expressway. But it was only racing hard tyres, so slightly different in that respect. And tyre wear was nowhere near as bad. In fact, fuel was the main issue. However, this race, you do need to fuel save a bit, but I think, considering we'll be starting from the back, and we're just going to be trying to regain as many positions as possible, I don't think fuel saving is something we're going to really do that much. I think we're just going to push on as hard as we possibly can and see where that takes us in the end. Now this corner, this one right now, is one where I've actually been struggling quite a bit. This and the next corner. It's purely because of worn tyres. Whenever I'm on worn tyres, the car just doesn't want to grip too well in the rear and will quite often end up in a bit of a spin, which is not helpful. Hippie, I drove the Scooby for the race versus Aries, for the Charlie Roscoe versus Aries race. Did you, Hippie? That is not a car I really thought would be that great around Interlagos. But then again, I did go for a slightly overpowered Lexus at the time. But I think it was justified by the fact I won it by a good 20 seconds. Was a massive shame that Speedy Chicken couldn't participate in the race because for some reason at that time Epiphany Digital was just having so many issues with its lobbies that they didn't allow Speedy Chicken to even really start the race. But still, all issues like that have been pretty much sorted now. Read what the comment says. I think there was like 3 or 4 of you in Lexuses. Yes, there was. I think Bellin, the only person towards the front that wasn't actually in a Lexus. Right, it should be flat out. Perfect. This next corner can be flat out if you take it correctly. However, I'm going to be lifting, because in the race you just want to take it carefully. Now, I've seen varying tyre strategies pretty much for this race. Some people opting for medium soft or soft medium. Some people opting for 2 sets of softs, and those that are in really bad tyre wear cars opting for medium medium. Now, the McLaren... Ooh, don't hit the barrels. The McLaren isn't terrible on its tyres. It's not great either. So I'm guessing we'll be opting for a soft medium. Probably doing 5 laps on the softs, which will be a struggle, but I'd rather do that than struggle on the 7th lap of mediums. Because it's an 11 lap race, so we'll be doing 5 on the softs and then 6 on the mediums, or the other way around. To be fair, I may opt to do mediums at the beginning of the race, because I anticipate keeping up with people anyway. But yeah, let's get into the race. Is there anyone we know here? Ah, Tomka Free SG2! I have absolutely butchered that pronunciation, but it's good to see him. I do know him. He is part of the Area's Discord. I watched the Conzio's race and he done a 1-stop on lap 5 on softs in the Dodge. Could work for us. We'll see what happens. I feel like maybe we should try softs in the first stint, and then in the second stint we will see how bad our tyre wear is from the first stint. And if it's that bad, probably stick on mediums. But if it's alright, we'll go for softs again. Looked like he had no grip nearly at the end. Okay, that sounds like we'll be going mediums. So yeah, I reckon we'll start on mediums, and then we'll go for softs after that. There's a guy in the Z4 actually now. The Z4 typically not a good car. However, around here, not that bad. It's not got straight line speed, but it's similar to the FT1 in that it can carry a lot of speed through the corners. Thinking I'll have to do 2-stop softs or 1-stop mediums. In that case, Hippie, you should do the 1-stop mediums, because it is not worth doing multiple stops or more than 2 stops. He probably has no idea who I am, but I'm Thunderstorm. Hi. Yeah, Hippie, the pit time itself isn't actually massively long, but you have to carry that speed all the way down this straight, which makes it completely unworth it, because while everyone else will be going a good 160 miles per hour or something, you'll, yeah, have, similar to this, be having to build up speed, so it costs you quite a lot of time. Ah, Hooby! Nice to see you! We'll quickly just show off the fact that we are in your livery. Now the guy ahead's just proving something else I'll be avoiding here, which is penalties. If you hit the wall, you will get hit with quite a hefty penalty, as Tom, our fellow ERT guy, has somehow spun it there. That's not too promising for the actual race. Now that chicane is an area I will be watching out for in the race, because quite often people don't know just how fast you can take it. Oh, as this guy taps the wall very slightly. Now we'll be doing what we always do here, waiting for everyone else to go for a lap. Toto, good to see you. You're Alegna's friend, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, too late to type anything. But yeah, good to see you, Toto. And you, obviously, Hooby. But yeah, we will wait for everyone to go do whatever. Go out of the pits. And then we'll go out ourselves later on. So just waiting for everyone else to leave. The guys behind me not seeming like they're actually going to be moving anytime soon, as I can hear my dogs barking downstairs. However, I'll let my sister handle it, whatever. We'll go now. Oh, that was poor timing. We'll just let this guy go. He's in a Ford GT, I don't want to mess with him. So yeah, we'll just move off to the side and let this guy carry on with his Ford GT day. As my headphones are a little bit loose, just gonna tighten them. Oh, my hands are off the steering wheel. Oh, I don't know how I'm still going straight. There we go. Right, obviously, we won't be setting a lap here. As many of you already know, the entire point of the McLaren to Glory is to start last in every single race and see where we end up at the end. Trying to get to A rank along the way. We are along the way, that's the word. We are very close to A rank now, as my headphones are now too tight. I can't do this. Right. There we go. There we go. Cool. Right. Anyway, as I was saying, we are now around 20,000 driver rating, 21,000. So we are halfway between B rank, or the CB border, and the BA border. So we are very close to achieving our goal. And I am anticipating, as long as we can have a relatively clean race here, that we should be able to... Ooh, as everyone seems to have backed off a little bit here, we will do the same. Don't know what the Renault's doing, but I'm going in the pits anyway. Now, I'm not 100% sure where the penalty zone is. I think it's on the other side of the barrier there. Yes, I think you just saw it very slightly there. But yeah, that could be quite a risky place to have penalties. But still, we'll go on the mediums, because I do anticipate we're going to be using them, to be honest, for our 6-lap stint. As Tomka Frigitica... I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry, Tomka. We'll just call him Tom. Tom works. Yeah. Just Tom. As we back off here, this guy's on a fast lap. I don't want to get in his way. As it is the Renault, who was pretty much parked up earlier. As yeah, this will be the boring part for you guys. Watching me go very slowly around the track. I'm anticipating the quali time to be... Well, there's an A-rated guy in here, so hopefully at least a 2-minute or a 59. If it's a 1:59, I'd be slightly impressed. If it's a 2-minute, I think that's decent for at least A-rated drivers. So hopefully they can put up a bit of a challenge. Oh, wow. Okay. Already a 59.5. That's very good. Ah, I forgot. Everyone has slipstream right now as well, don't they? Yeah, that's definitely gonna help people out a little bit. I'm not sure how many overpowered cars there are here. The overpowered cars being the FT1, the Hurricane, and the VW. Definitely another one, but I can't remember what that over... Ford GT, obviously. As yes, Hoobie, that is massive karma. Let's just not change anything. Just head straight back out. Obviously, the reason we're doing this is literally just so we don't accidentally set a quali lap or anything. Just going through the pits makes it a hell of a lot easier. And it pretty much makes it certain that I don't accidentally set a lap. Oh, someone's left the room. There's only 18 people left, in fact. I really don't know why people just all of a sudden leave these races. If you enter it, you're committed to doing something which is going to take around 30, 40 minutes, in my opinion. You shouldn't leave. Oh, you're not doing quali here? No, Hooby. I'm not doing qualifying. You know that's part of the McLaren's glory now, right? Come on. Who qualifies when you're doing a to glory account? I hope, to be honest, to get a top 5, purely because I'm anticipating quite a few penalties once people are in by actual racing conditions. Thought it was only in the other races? No, Hooby? I'm never allowed to qualify for anything, pretty much. Now, I'll quickly show you where you're supposed to rev this thing, because I've actually found in qualifying, you're supposed to rev it a lot more. So, here, you're actually waiting till around 117, here around 136, and then here, we're going to miss it, but you can see we're hitting the rev limiter at 155. You actually want to shift up at 161 to get the full speed. It's going to be like a World Cup final. Hippie. It's going to be like a World Cup final shootout. So many penalties. Absolutely agree there, Hippie. I anticipate everyone is going to be smashing into those walls. If you look at our tyres right now, after 2 laps, they're not too bad. They should easily be able to do 6. At least I hope they are. That will make the 5 lap stint on softs. Oh, I should not be talking like that and then going into a spin. But yeah, that should make the 5 lap stint on softs a hell of a lot easier. A 6 lap stint on softs, I don't think would go very well, to be honest. Yeah, as you can see, not pushing too hard through the chicane, just taking it pretty gently, because most likely that's going to be where a lot of people are going to pick up penalties, as well as this section, this corner and the next 2. Yeah, this one and the one after. There's going to be a lot of penalties here, especially coming out of this corner. As you can see, there's a wall straight after a very fast right-left complex of corners. So I anticipate a lot of people are going to be slamming into that. Whoa. As Tonka, our fellow ERT guy, just sitting there a little bit. Not 100% sure what he's doing. Seems to have given up a little bit, in fact. Still, we'll head into the pits. We got time to do one more. I think, at least. Enjoy the livery. I absolutely love it, Uvi. Well, I can see you're going to do some grinding now, so have fun. Get that ERT account up to A+. Of course, ERT Esports, or Esports ERT on Twitter, or I think it is, will be announcing their first driver straight after this race. So I will send everyone to go look at the page, obviously, as I'm very excited to see who is a part of the esports team. I believe they're going to be releasing it one person each day, around 6 o'clock every day. And I'm very excited to see who's first. obviously, ERT, as we do not do well through that chicane, ERT tag which anyone can use. We have a few guys, well, we have a good 15 to 20 people who have ERT accounts. However, the esports team is going to be a bit more exclusive in that only the very best of those people will actually be ERT guys. That's the Renault, a little bit laggy there. Yeah, only the very best of those ERT accounts is going to be included in the esports team. And yeah, I'm very excited to see who's announced first, as there is a barrel in the middle of the road. That's something we're definitely going to have to watch out for in these lobbies. One a day, what a tease. Evening Rory, nice to see you. We're going to be starting the race in a second, as I'm pretty sure we go speeding into the pit lane. Yeah, we're going to be starting, obviously dead last, but starting the race. The guy in first, in the Hurricane, that makes a lot of sense. A very good time from him, a 1:58.5. I think my best ever lap I've done in this car without tyre wear, around a 1:57.4, so that is definitely a very good lap. The Hurricane, a bit stronger overall, it's definitely got that straight line speed advantage, but the McLaren better in the corners, so we'll just have to see what happens. I don't anticipate catching up to him. However, anyone behind, fair game. As Tomka, our fellow Area's Discord member, up in 5th place, very well done to him. And Evening Petri, good to see you. As we'll quickly wish everyone good luck. And change to the medium tyres. So everyone here definitely with some very close lap times. First place a bit further ahead, but everyone from 4th down to 11th within 2 seconds. It's a pretty close field, to be fair. The Nissan, a good car as well, actually. King Jev joined the Discord yesterday also. Well, King Jev. Hi. And good luck. I'm sure you're going to do great, especially with that lap time. That is very good. Second account, you believe? Right, that makes things a bit interesting. The intro. Let's just appreciate this for a second. As is it starting? What's happened? The entire screen has gone black. There we go. That had me worried for a second. I really thought I'd been kicked out. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's see if I can harmonise with a little bit. Perfect! Heat Gaming, don't forget to say that everyone's going to destroy each other into turn 1. You are completely correct. This is going to be hell going into the first corner. But yes, the first time I've shown off my deep voice instead of the high pitch I normally go for. As looking down the field, we've got an Atenza in 4th, quite surprising, clearly a very good driver. The Atenza, not a great car around here, although it has had a buff recently. The Porsche again, not too great, but managed to get up into 6th place. Made it for the singing, nice one Brownsy, welcome Dr. Rob, good to see you. As the lowest rated guy up in 8th, very nice. as we're getting to the midfield cars now. Dr. Rob's favourite car, the Z4, up in 10th. Quite a few BMWs actually. And a Mitsubishi in 12th. Another Porsche in 13th. As I believe there's only 18 people left currently. Oh, another Z4 down in 14th. Very nice. Didn't realise there were so many Z4s. As a Ford GT is down in 16th, that guy has not done well on his qualifying. 17th, another Lancer, and then ourselves down in 18th. Last position, but the 5th highest rated guy in the lobby. We've got some positions to make up, that's for sure. Right. We'll stick it on radar, because obviously that's the thing we're going to be needing the most during this absolute destruction derby of a race. As Hippie said earlier, first corner is going to be hell. Someone's already dropped out. There's only 17 people left. But we go straight into the slipstream of Rusov. Looking to overtake him already. The McLaren very good right now, actually. As we can hopefully dive into the slipstream with the Ford GT ahead. Of the Ford GT, obviously masterful in the straights. I doubt we're going to be keeping up. Lancer looking down the inside. We're just going to brake a little bit early here. And it doesn't seem like there's been too much carnage, to be fair. So well done to everyone for getting through turn 1. Hippie was entirely wrong. This has been pretty clean so far. Oh, I spoke too soon. Everyone seems to be a little bit backed up right now. Someone with a 1 second penalty already. As Mitsubishi looking down our inside has got us. Us trying to play it a bit too safe, probably. As we'll look down the inside of the Z4. He's really squeezing us up against the wall. A few more people hitting the walls there, including the Ford GT, who's again squeezing us a little bit. Ford GT obviously with a 4 second penalty, so we'll leave him right now. He can back off in a second and get rid of his penalty in the penalty zone. As we move to the other side of the racetrack, going quite deep, so hopefully we can get a good exit. As someone around our outside, we gave a little bit of a tap. So far, up to 11th place, a decent first lap. Not taken too much life out of our tyres either, so this has gone quite well so far. The Mitsubishi looking around our outside, as well as the Nissan. As hopefully we can now dive back into their slipstream. Make our way back past the Mitsubishi. And maybe the Nissan as well. No, not quite able to find a move on the Nissan. Lancer went punting into someone who's hit us and sent us into the wall. And we're back down to last place. Nothing I could really do there. He just decided to turn in on us, and now we're back down to last. So it seems we've suddenly got a bit of work to do. Either way, not an issue. Around here it was bound to happen to someone, and unfortunately that someone just happened to be me. Still, we'll be able to set some good laps while we're on our own, as I go slamming into the wall a little bit there, not backing up my words with my actions. Yeah, already catching up a little bit to the guys ahead. A few people with penalties, hopefully We can make a bit of time up on them. As Tonka, actually in third place right now. We'll just avoid the carnage there. As MK543 gets a penalty for taking out Damager behind us now. As we'll look to overtake MK543 as he slams us into the wall. Wow. What a guy. Yeah, King Jev also not first anymore. Bit of a shame. But we'll look to go around his outside, pull to the other side. Not go for anything just yet because, as you saw earlier, he was a little bit dirty. He's outbroken himself a little bit. Oh, as we've gone slamming into the rear of him. Not actually getting an SR down arrow. Wow. Unexpected, but fair considering he slammed us into a wall. But still, 19 seconds off the leaders now. We definitely won't be catching any of them. So we will just have to run our own race and see what happens. However, I will be reporting him at the end of the race for interfering with my race. It's fine if it's an accident, which I anticipate it was for the other guy in the Z4 who slammed us into the wall earlier. However, that man quite clearly just tried to block us and pushed us into a wall. As there's a few more penalties up ahead. Hopefully we can gain a bit more time. A few more positions. Not sure what this Beetle's doing, going that slowly, as King Jev actually. Oh! King Jev down here now, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. As Batty hitting the side of us a little bit. He'll pick up our slipstream after we've overtaken him. Hopefully we can work together to catch up to King Jev, who's in a much faster straight line speed car. So maybe we could use King Jev later on when we catch up to one another. As Dirty, oh, I've just realised what his name is. His name is Dirty. Overtaking us now, we can pull into his slipstream, maybe have the inside line by the time the corner comes, but not quite, because, as I've said before, the Ford GT masterful in a straight line. As King Jev, not doing well right now, has just slammed into the wall. As we look around the outside of Dirty, which will become the inside. Maybe we'll be able to go for something here. He seems to have backed out of it. As King Jev not doing too well right now with 1.5 seconds worth of penalty and slamming into the wall. We'll have to ask him what's happened. Probably a first corner incident, considering I'm pretty sure he just dropped down the field pretty quickly. We'll look down the inside of this guy. A nice little move there. Trying to keep full throttle through there. This is the point where the rear tyres are going to come into effect, in that I will not be able to take all the corners flat out that I normally am. As there's a man who has completely spun around, and there's barrels in some very strange places. As we're now going purple. Hopefully able to catch up to Zol 8 Ball in the Z4, not the fastest car in a straight line. As we'll look to our fuel, we've got 6.4 laps of fuel remaining, so we will need to refuel very slightly. Just a fraction off of the fastest lap right now. But reeling in the Hungarian of Zol 8 Ball in our much faster McLaren 650S. Also gaining on Creedy Mag will be defending that inside line, most likely. No. It just seems they've both given up the corner there. And that moves us up into 7th position. So what was a disaster race earlier might not be too bad. It looks like we are gaining on the leaders, not enough to, in fact, fight with them, obviously. They are very much in a league of their own right now. However, 5th and 6th, more than in sight, as we tap the wall very slightly there. Doing quite well in our high-powered McLaren. Going a 2nd purple in that sector. Now this is a corner in which I'm going to start watching out as this guy slams into the wall himself. As you saw there, having to correct a bit of oversteer there. I think that was oversteer, I'm not 100% sure. As On Arms goes very deep into the corner. We'll just stick behind him for now, pick up his slipstream. I did, in fact, follow him a little bit deep into the corner, to be fair. As we look to get past him. Oh no, he's pulling into the pits. Still, hopefully saying the fastest lap here, not quite. Even with that little bit of slipstream, not quite able to gain the fastest lap. However, I reckon a podium could still be on here. Tomka, the fellow Erie's Discord member, currently sitting in 3rd place. Quite a bit ahead of us, maybe 10 seconds or so. However, we could challenge him later on. Braking just after the 100 board for the first corner, probably a bit early in fact. As at this point we're just trying to drive nice and smooth. As I say that, going into a bit of a drift. As someone's commented something, I think it's Terminal Goat, so hello Terminal Goats. However, I can't read it right now because I'm not on the main straight anymore. Quite good through that chicane, considering the tyre wear. Hopefully this is still flat out. Not quite. So we'll have to lift quite a bit for this corner. However, still going quite quick. Hopefully, when we move on to our soft tyres, we will be able to pull in some good laps and get back into a bit of a rhythm. As I'm trying to read comments while racing, that is not a good idea. As we're going to be careful here, trying not to let the car go into a drift, as that is what has happened to me quite often in practice races against Heiser, TRL Org, people like that. Burs, many of them hosting practice lobbies. I think one of the MR guys as well. As Tonka into the pits. Us putting on the soft tyres, having to refuel a little bit to make those final 5 laps. However, everyone else having to refuel as well. As we come out in 5th position, ahead of Jägermeister, who was behind us, or in front of us, I believe. Yeah, Terminal Goat, please don't ask what car I'm in again. As now, we'll aim to go for the fastest lap. Another positive of this race so far is that we haven't actually, even after punting a guy, had an SR down arrow. The guy we punted, I'm just going to say, fully deserved it. As he hit me into a wall on a straight. So I don't feel much pity, to be honest. Going through here, carrying a good 137 miles per hour. Gaining on Tomka ahead. But Top two, in fact, not pitting yet. Not sure if they're trying a no-stop, in which case we may actually be able to catch up to them, because the no-stop, not a very good strategy. Towards the end of the race, you'll be sliding around quite a lot, as we have gained a good 2 seconds on Tomka this lap, also in the McLaren. However, as we run a little bit deep there. Bit of a tap at the wall as well. Twice, in fact. As we've definitely gained quite a bit of time on Tomka this lap. Hopefully, we will be able to pull ahead of this guy now coming out of the pits. Maybe, in fact, picking up a little bit of slipstream from him. So we'll do this and then look around his outside. Moving up to 4th place. Tomka most... Oh, that was a voice crack and a half. But yeah, Tomka also in the McLaren. Probably most likely on the softs as well. Probably most likely, yes. As the top 2 guys, in fact, still have not pit. So that does make me think they're trying a no-stop, which, towards the end of the race, is most likely going to be quite stupid. They're going to have absolutely dead tyres. Whereas us on fresh softs, I do realise the gap is 24 seconds, but they will be losing a lot of time. As you can see, gaining onto the back of Tomka. Not quite going flat out through there, didn't get the angle quite right. However, through here, just a tiny lift. Going a second purple. If we can nail this next few sectors. Looking around the outside of Tomka. Braking just after this small little dot that I for some reason brake at. Tomka going to be in our slipstream, however we should pass him again after he passes us. As we'll look at our fuel quickly, 3.1 laps of fuel, so currently in a good position to end the race with the perfect amount of fuel, setting a 159.0. Definitely could have been a bit more had we picked up Tomka's slipstream ourselves, had he not made that mistake. Braking again just after the 100 board. And now trying to pull away from Tomka. As the top 2, in fact, not pitting. Very strange strategy from them. Could work out, I suppose, but personally I don't see it being faster. They were already miles ahead. It's the only thing I'm saying. Like, most likely the other one would have caught up to the guy who was doing the no-stop, had one of them decided not to do it. No lifting through there, turning in slightly before the crest or the bump or whatever you want to call it. Going 2 tenths faster again. And no Tomka in our way this time, so flat out through here. We'll go for a bit of a tighter line through the corner this time. So braking again at that little spot that for some reason I know about. Oh, as we tapped the barrel very slightly there. As barrels have started to appear in random places. The top 2 pitting, realising they don't have enough fuel. This could be interesting. We could now get in that fight. As you can see, we are gaining rapidly on the 2 ahead. We could fight for the lead here. Obviously the two ahead on very much fresher tyres, however we are clearly able to keep pace with them, setting a 58 the last lap and a 59 the lap before. So hopefully we can get in on this little fight. The two both realising their mistake at very similar times. As the fuel, unless you're fuel saving, doesn't really allow for a no stop. In the VW, maybe it's possible thanks to its 7 gears. However, most other cars struggle to keep up such pace with the fuel. As we're looking to gain on them, we have gained on them very slightly through here. The guy ahead tapping the outside wall very slightly. The VW running quite wide. In fact, a VW up ahead. I've just realised that. One of the cars that should be able to no stop. However, you will notice there, not getting a good run out of the corner, out of the hairpin, as our car not quite able to accelerate very well, unfortunately. As we will need to mind our fuel, now on 1.0, just before we've crossed the finish line. I very much doubt we'll be in the fight against these two guys, but if one of them makes a mistake, it is possible. The two now going side by side, one pushing the other close to the wall, looking for a move up the inside is the Mazda. Going for it, in fact. This is just going to slow each other down. The Mazda moving ahead. Us getting a little bit of a slide on there. However, 1.6 ahead. Something could happen here. Now only about 1.2 ahead. Not quite flat out through here anymore with our worn tyres. The Iceman ahead, tapping the wall very slightly. Both of them making slight mistakes, and that moves us 7 tenths behind. We will need to be mindful of our tyres going through these corners, however. As you can see, having to lift very slightly. Will Iceman look for a move? As we just spun up the rears a little bit too much, and it looks like Heisenberg currently able to take the victory. However, Iceman very close behind in the slipstream. As Iceman takes the victory. Look at that gap. As I don't think we would have been able to realistically go for anything ourselves. We were a bit too far behind, unfortunately. However, very well done to Iceman and Heisenberg on a great fight. Admittedly, using the complete wrong strategy, as they could tell halfway through the race. Yeah. 3rd place for us. I'm very happy with that, considering the incidents we had. Someone taking us out early on. Someone hitting us into the wall. I believe that was... it was a Porsche, wasn't it? Damager? Must have been Damager. He's the only Porsche. But yeah, after all the incidents that happened, 3rd place, I'm very happy with that. King Jev actually having a very good recovery after his early incidents, up to 5th place. I believe he was down to about 12th at one point, after starting from pole. So good job from him, moving all the way up. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that should move us up to S sportsmanship rating. Let's see. It has indeed! So a completely clean race has in fact moved us up to S rank. In fact, we have beat the 2 A-rated guys as well. As we'll quickly save the replay. As we'll congratulate Iceman and Heisenberg. I did save that replay, correct? Yes, I did. As yeah, a very good race overall. I'm very happy with that. A couple guys moving down in sportsmanship rating, not what they would have wanted. Let's see where the Porsche... So, the Porsche who slammed us into a wall on a straight somehow gained sportsmanship rating. That proves just how, you know, broken this sportsmanship rating can be sometimes. As yeah, very good from these guys, Iceman and Heisenberg. Not going for the correct strategy at all, but doing well overall, as we'll quickly actually have to go straight into our next race. Ah, hello Alegna. Good to see you, my friend. As you just saw there, we managed a 3rd place, only coming 2 seconds off the leader. Even after, I think, 2 free incidents? It was definitely 2. There was the guy that took me out in the Z4, and the guy that slammed me into the wall in the Porsche. I'm not 100% sure it was the Porsche, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, we've saved the replay. And we'll definitely be using that as a thumbnail at some point, because that was some very good racing. But now, moving into the reason we have this title for this part of McLaren's Glory. Le Sarf No Chicane. Or, as we like to call it, No Chicken, as I've cut that a little bit. Whoops. Stayed on the curb. Now, for those who haven't seen the top 10 leaderboard for this car, or for this race, it is currently dominated by classic Le Mans cars. More specifically, the R92. Now, the reason for that is because the thing can go 235 miles per hour in a straight line around this track. Now, as you're about to see here, we can only manage, I think, 225? No, 220. 15 miles per hour deficit down the straight. As, actually, we'll quickly check what our driver rating is. Not driver rating, sportsmanship rating. So we can just see how much we've gained. Obviously, we've moved up to S ranking. However, we were pretty much on the borderline. We were on 78 before. But if we look now, McLaren to Glory, we have moved up to 95 sportsmanship rating and 22,000 DR. Very happy with that. That's a net total of, I think, 17 sportsmanship rating in a single race. And we could, in fact, move up to 99 to finish off the episode in this final race. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, as this is a very loud car. Yeah, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, we are on the medium compound tyres. That is because the car, not the best on its tyres overall. And we will in fact be doing a no-stop. I'm not 100% sure about fuel for this race. If Alegna or Hubi could tell me what it's like, I'd appreciate it. But I do believe it will just be pushing flat out for the majority of the race. The only time we have used this car so far actually being the Monza no chicane daily race C. Oh. So we've had a bit of a moment there. Whew. That didn't go too well. Don't have to worry about fuel. Perfect 2B, thank you very much. I probably should have been focusing a little bit on that corner. Or if you were feeling like it softs for a no-stop. Not really feeling that, Alegna, to be quite honest. The McLaren GR1 VGT, a very unstable car, so I'm pretty sure we'll stick with these tyres. Yeah, I don't anticipate being able to do very well here. As you can tell, there are a lot of R92s. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's... How many? There's the top 6, there's another 4 there, another 2 there. There's 15 R92s. Oh. And we cannot keep up with any of them. Hooby might see you in a race. Now that would be interesting, as in fact we are in a lobby with G4Z Chris. Now Chris, obviously quite a good driver, saying a 59.1, quite a good lap. Probably ranking up his account, as he is a very fast Danish driver, and I'm pretty sure that's his second account, with his main one being Apex Chris, I think. Not 100% sure on that, but hey-ho. As a few people on hard tyres, I don't think they realise you don't need to use them. As hello Ribs, nice to see you, my friend. Welcome to the McLaren to Glory. You of course know what we're doing here. The Saf no chicane in the GR1 McLaren, a car with a massive speed deficit down the main straight. But we have no choice but to go for it as we go slamming into the wall. And spinning out already. This just proves how interesting of a race this is going to be. Why are you doing race C? Well, Ribs, because it's fun. Race C, obviously not something I'm going to be doing very well in. However, the Saf in general, quite a good track for me. I've been in the top 10 around here many times, but that is mostly in GR3 cars, so this will be quite a difference. Obviously, myself being new to the wheel and pedals, I will most likely struggle under acceleration. As I'm not 100% used to accelerating using my feet yet. However, we will try to keep the car tame and control it. We will be much faster in the Porsche curves, but that's so long as we can keep the car in check. Obviously, this car, the lowest stability of any GR1 car. But we'll get started here. Obviously taking this nice and slow, just allowing everyone to get through the first few corners before they accelerate away from me, as I am unable to keep up. In fact, we are quite good at acceleration, as that man just decided to stop accelerating. Not 100% sure what he was doing there. Again, not 100% sure what the Spaniard there is doing. Seems to be going very slowly, and I really don't know why. However, that moves us up into 17th place. Oh, as we go slamming into the rear of Al WRC, Eris is now going to move straight ahead of us. I now need to remember that people aren't quite as good at this track as I am, and we will now just take things nice and slowly. Currently just about in the slipstream of Aris ahead. Looking to defend against Jumbo, however completely unable to, as you can see, we've hit our rev limiter at 224 miles per hour. The guy in 17th rapidly losing positions along with us, not in a top speed car quite clearly. As we will look to go around the outside of this guy. However, completely unable to because their top speed is about to come into effect. This is not the area in which we will be making up positions. The area where that happens is later on, as we've completely lost the car. I don't know how I recovered that, as we've been punted a little bit there. Losing a little bit of sportsmanship rating along the way. However, thankfully managing to regain control of this almighty beast of a car. I'm very used to one style of braking, and we will have to adjust to another style now that we're in the midst of a battle. However, as you can see, gaining massively through this section. The car we have containing quite a bit more downforce. As we lose the rear again, and we've hit Alec. I'm so sorry, Alec. As it seems me and him just unable to keep away from one another right now. We've lost a massive amount of tyre wear. And this race has not been going well for us so far. Yes, currently not doing too well. Not expecting to do too well anyway, to be fair. And our problems are about to get worse when we come onto this straight again. As G4Z Chris definitely gaining many positions right now. As we are just losing them left, right and centre. As Ruby has just reminded me, it's past 6 o'clock. And that means the ERT announcement for the first ERT driver is up on Twitter. Now, I think everyone here should go watch that, or go view that, to be honest. As ERT, obviously a team I've supported myself for quite a while, and they've now got an official esports team. I think that's very exciting. And yeah, I think everyone should go view, well, the first of their driver lineup. I'm not sure who it is myself, as a few people missing their braking points just there. Us moving up into 17th position. Thankfully, I used to be very good at keeping my car inside the old track limits of Le Mans. And that will help us massively around keeping this car in the new track limits. The new track limits are a lot more forgiving than the old ones. The old ones were very much, don't go outside the white lines or you will get penalised. The new one's very different. Generally allowing a lot of curb riding. which, you know, you're used to during general racing. Oh, as Jumbo losing his rear a little bit there, us trying to look down his inside, not quite able to as he started spinning out a little bit. Someone already in the pits. In fact, a few people already in the pits. Us taking a very wide line there, and Jumbo very much going off track, hopefully gaining a penalty from that. However, nope, because the current track limits are a little bit broken in that area. The car actually feeling a lot more stable now I put brake balance towards the front. As we ran very wide there, and I'm guessing that's going to be a penalty. Yes, it is. 1.1 seconds worth of penalty. Forgetting to brake very slightly in this car, thinking I can just lift off like I can in the R92. But yeah, everyone should go look at the ERT announcement at eSports ERT on Twitter. Should definitely go look at that. As Jumbo massively gaining on us down this straight. I'm trying to get him out of slipstream, but he's not even in slipstream. Such is the pure power of the R92. I just cannot keep up with it whatsoever. He's going to be looking for a move very soon because it's just that simple for him. He's going to look down my inside. Braking very early though. Eris going off a little bit. Thankfully his car was properly ghosted there. That could have ended very badly for us. Trying to avoid him completely, but not quite able to turn the car enough under acceleration. So yeah, everyone go look at the ERT announcement on Twitter at eSport or eSports ERT. That's what it is. Anyway, we'll try to keep our focus right now. Up into 14th position. A couple guys ahead. Keeping very decent pace and losing penalty along the way, thankfully. This next section being the area we will be losing, or gaining quite a bit of time, sorry. Losing the people behind is what I attempted to say. However, if we do that, not able to do it quite as well as possible. Don't know why I went down to third gear there. Yes, gaining on 13th place. 4 tenths extra worth of penalty, not quite sure what that was for. Tomka, very nice to have you here. Thank you for coming to watch, and well done on 5th place in the race. I'm sure not what you would have wanted after your fantastic start. However, 5th place, a very good result nonetheless. Doing McLaren very proud, I must say. As we'll try to stay in the slipstream of ex-Joffers ahead of us. As holding on to him may be our only chance at having decent speed down this straight. As you can see, my rear left tyre not looking too healthy right now. However, we are very much keeping with ex-Joffers, but as the car gets into its own stride, it just pulls away. 10th by 10th, there is nothing we could do against the might of the R92. However, a car just ahead, not an R92. Maybe we will actually be able to overtake someone on a straight for the first time today. We are gaining on the fellow Brit ahead. I'm not 100% sure what car he's in. However, looking around is outside. Letting off. Turning in. And we have gained 12th position, but not for long it seems, as that thing has monstrous acceleration. Nothing we're able to do, but now, with our slightly better top end speed, moving back ahead into 11th. This could end up being a very entertaining fight. Oh, as we had a little tap in the rear, and again in fact. Not quite sure what he's trying to achieve there. Losing a bit of sportsmanship rating. Not quite sure why, as he slammed into us. However, with the much superior straight line speed... Ah, 6th place. Sorry, Tomka. Still, good result nonetheless. Definitely think you should be happy with that. Doing well in the McLaren, having a good fight with King Jev, I expect, who, of course, in the Lamborghini, was bound to be faster. Losing the rear end! Going spinning out. Hopefully we get reset. A massive wipeout of a moment there. Just too much acceleration. Someone going to look down our inside. Not quite go for anything, thankfully. As this is the stage in which my lack of knowledge of a wheel is going to come into effect. As I don't quite know how to accelerate, or brake in fact, with tyre wear on. So just trying to be cautious. This 13th place is going to be very hard to keep, however. The guy behind us, another R92. Going to be much faster than us down this straight. As we lose the rear just on a straight. Absolutely terrible there. And that's going to punish us all the way down this straight now. The McLaren, not a good car on its tyres, as you can see, but I've not been helping it with all the spinning I've been doing. You stopped on the finish line and let him pass. Fair enough, Tomka. Good race either way. We'll try to pull into this guy's slipstream, but I anticipate it will do absolutely nothing at this point. As you can see, our rear left absolutely shot. We're just going to have to tiptoe and try to keep this 16th place right now. As in fact, Alec ahead, the guy we've had the majority of our incidents with, to be fair. As I don't think I've been tyre saving enough. And this will not be a good race for us. Losing quite a bit of driver rating, I expect, and most likely some sportsmanship rating as well. Perhaps we can lose a little bit less if we overtake you know who I'm talking about, the Spaniard ahead. But this race has been very poor for us. This has probably been the worst race we've had so far. As the Spaniard ahead going a little bit off track there. Not quite sure where he's going. As we look down his inside, which will eventually turn to the outside. Hopefully no dive bombs or anything. Nope. Very clean from him as we have a new follower, Fermit. Thank you very much for following me, Fermit, whoever you are. As we'll try to just finish this off carefully. Letting off early. Even so, as you can see, the McLaren GR4 just completely unstable in its actions. There's a reason why this car has the lowest stability of any GR1 car. Just trying to keep it nice and steady through the final corners, as in fact we don't even make it to the line. However, we do have 15th place. Whatever. Not the best race. Ah, Ferbert, nice to see you in chat. Thank you for the follow. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the first race a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed that one, I must admit. Hopefully we haven't lost sportsmanship rating. We have a little, as expected. But yeah, not the race we would have wanted from that. Well done to G4Z Chris. Brilliant from him. 25 seconds ahead of anyone else. Absolutely insane. But yeah, we'll quickly refresh our sportsmanship rating, as I'm expecting that's gone quite a bit down now. No, only losing 3 SR, so not the end of the world. Losing about 600 DR. So not too bad. And I think we will end off there. So as you can see, points rankings. We now have 1,369 points on the McLaren to Glory account. 2 rounds, around 700 points. Seems we're quite consistent with that, but hopefully we can gain a bit more as we move up the sportsmanship rating rankings and move up the driver rating rankings. Overall today, I think gaining around 1.5k DR. Not bad, and the next race will be absolute hell around Blue Moon Speedway. Not looking forward to that, however it will be our best chance to gain driver rating at this point. However, or a good result. The South Inner Loop, actually, I think that's the one I know. I'm not very good, I don't know South Outer Loop too well, which, as you can see, I missed it, so I didn't get to practice it too much, but South Inner Loop, actually in GR4, will be quite interesting, and we'll most likely be doing that. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. It's been a bit shorter than last time, about half the length. Yeah, I've enjoyed it very much. First race went very well. 3rd position, however, the next race, 15th position, not ideal. But thank you all for watching very much. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.